Hello, and welcome to this month's edition of Tarah Talks. I am your host, Tarah Flynn. So I just wanted to talk today about our credit score. So credit is not something that we get taught in our school system, but it is very important. It is delegates our interest rates that we can get on mortgages. It can even depends on how we get rentals as a housing provider. I also check credit when I rent to people. So I just wanted to touch base on your credit score. So your credit score can be looked at with Equifax or TransUnion. So both weigh them very differently. So your credit is out of 5 different things that you weigh. So payment history, amount owed, length of credit history, new credit, and types of credit. So those 5 items are weighed differently depending if it's TransUnion or Equifax. So I am looking for, it is TransUnion. So they do payment history is 35% of your credit score. So this includes things like bankruptcies, late payments, past due accounts, judgments. It represents the largest portion of your credit score. So by making your payments on time is important because it builds up your credit score. So the amount owed is 30%. So this takes into consideration the amounts available. So what's left after the balance? So the higher your balance, it shows that you live off it and you can't pay it off. So that affects your credit score. You want to have, I believe it is the 20% less. So you don't want to utilize that top 20%. Otherwise, it will drastically lower your score. Then there is the length of credit. So how long have you had your credit is 15% of your score. One thing that I have learned in researching this article is that if you get one credit card and then you pay it off with another credit card, don't close this one off because it'll actually lower your score because this one you've obviously probably had for a lot longer. So length of your credit history matters. So don't always close off your past bills, cell phone bills, those types of things as well. So if it's your longest running account, don't close it, keep it open, just don't use it. And then new credit, that's 10% of your score. So this is if you're shopping around for credit, every time they do a credit check, it lowers your score, but it's only for a small time, then it lowers your score. So one of the reasons that they do that is because they used to go to different banks and shop for credit. And then you wouldn't actually know you were shopping for credit until they started to default. So this is why as soon as you get your credit checked, it lowers your score right away. So that if you go to the next store, it sees it. They see right next, like who is shopping around for credit. So it's important to note that we don't want to shop around for credit, but it does cycle quickly. So it doesn't stay on your credit score for long. So it can rebound quickly if you do it. And then types of credit. So types of credit is worth 10%. So that is credit cards versus loans. So revolving credit versus installment credit. So a revolving credit is something you use like a credit card, which your balance changes all the time, versus installment credit, which is like a car payment every month, every 2 weeks, however it works, how much your payments are going to be. So that's really important to know that that's 10%. So out of all of that, your max score that you can get is 900. Over 680 is considered excellent. So, yeah, that is a thing to know. Also on regards to credit, things like your Credit Karma app. I use it. I find it interesting, up to date, but you are the customer. Just like on Facebook, you're the target. They get their money from advertising from credit cards. It's the same thing with Credit Karma. So they inflate your score slightly because then they can sell you to different or different credit cards. So just be mindful of that. You are the product. So you can get all these nice fancy credit cards, but in the end, you're the product. So be aware of that. Don't fall into the trap of not realizing that you're the product to sell in that. So the weighted score, there's so many moving parts with it. So always try to keep your thumb on it. If you are looking to purchase or if you have lower credit, getting your Equifax report, you can actually set up for subscriptions. So if you do have lower credit and you're trying to rebuild your credit, the subscription might be something that is interest to you, because you can see little things that you do and how it affects and how you can raise your score. So it also has that motivation part, like, yes, I'm doing it. I'm getting it done. I'm working it. I'm getting it better. And you can see how it affects it in big jumps of what you do. And I find it's a good motivational piece. If you get that subscription, you can get it monthly so that you can really see your progress and track your progress. So yeah, I hope you had a great time watching, and I hope you had it very informative and took some notes, because it's definitely something that we need to learn more, is our credit score, because it affects everything. So hope you have a great day. Thanks so much for listening.